Hello, welcome back to another video. This is part 47 of Airbnb Cloud Ruby on Rails series. And in last video, we generalized our model. I'll keep this video short because I'm not feeling really well today. And let's go quickly into this. So if you remember, we on this particular page, property page, we had 5 models. One is for share, second is for show all photos, third is for description, yes, fourth one show all amenities, and fifth is reviews. So we'll implement all these five of these. It will take some time, and I think it will be just repetitive. So what I'll do is I've already set up the model for reviews and amenities and what more, and I think show more. Yeah, for these three I've already set it up. So what I'll do is I'll quickly show them correctly. I won't focus on the UI in this particular video, but yeah, we'll show them. And if that works, then you can implement share and show all photos on your own. Show all photos, you don't have to go in this much depth because our database doesn't support photos for living room differently, photos for bedroom differently. You can just directly show all those photos in a slider, or you can maybe not use this option at all and create this here. And share, I'll add code for the share in my pull request in my GitHub code. So if you want, you can get it from there. Yeah, and in that also I won't implement all of these. I will implement a couple of these because you can, once you have identified one or two, you can implement others on your own. So let's go. Basically I'm making sure that the videos are a bit less in terms of time, but at the same time you get all the quality content only. I just want to avoid repetition. We have already done a lot of repetition earlier. So let's dive into this. First, I think there is this 14 and then we don't have a count here. So refresh, show all 8 reviews. Got it. Now in our model, before we set up the UI, I want to pass the content also. So for that, there is one issue, which is if we pass the content in here, it will go to model, and from that we will have to pass the content from here to our desired amenities model or the reviews model or the description model. So in this, what might happen is that, let's say amenities might have 2 different types of data that we have to pass, or variable that we have to pass. Description might have 1, amenities might have 1, images might have 10, for example. So what we'll do is we'll create an array, okay, and we'll just pass that array or you can say some form of object structure, which on the surface looks clean, looks same, but in the end it can be different. So for example, let's write the code and then you might understand this. So we will have to start with reviews, followed by amenities, followed by description, followed by model. So we'll first have to set up the, sorry, not this description, shoot. Let's do reviews first. So let's pass, we have named this content, so I'll name this as content. I will have to pause this video, give me a minute. Sorry, someone was at my doorstep. Okay, what were we doing? We had set this up, content params. We have to pass content params. So in this is the main variable that we'll be using, and in that we'll create this so that we can pass anything in this. So we have reviews. Do we want to pass anything else? I think we'll pass the property model completely here. Property property. Yes. And now because we have passed it in this, where this will go? This will go in our shared model because we are rendering that, right? So we will have to pass this from shared model also. Content params. And finally it will go to our reviews model. So let's do one thing. We had passed content params, right? We'll have to write our, someone is again at my door. Apologies, but I think I'll have to go third time again in some time. Let's see. Reviews, content params. In reviews, what did we pass? I think we passed property. Oh, bad. Okay, let's, actually this won't work. If I refresh it will break because we haven't passed this content param in our other two models, which is amenities. So we'll have to pass it here also. Content params. Let's pass amenities only. Amenities. Okay, I'll copy this and go to our show. In that we have a description model. In here I'll pass this description. Add that property description, right? Let's refresh. Content params property. Did you mean content for? Okay. I think in model we have made a mistake. Let's refresh. Yes, now it's working. And if we click on this, we can see that there is at least some object, right? So which means we have successfully sent the data correctly. So now we just have to focus on the UI part. So I'll start with, let me close all of these. I'll start with description. Okay, so for that we already have a code in description for description. Class this description, and if we have a look at description here about this place and these details. So about this, okay, we don't have that. No worries. It should be similar to what this place offers. So let's try to find that and copy this. And let's go to our description model. We have to set up the UI here. I'll start a div /div what this place offers. Instead of that, about this place. And in that we have to render this entire text. So for that I'll again go to show description, check out our code. This is a p tag which we have truncated, and then there's this. So let's try to copy this directly, go to our description model, paste it here, and instead of, we won't use plain text and we won't truncate it. Let's see. Looks good. We have to figure out the spacing part. inspect. It has a 857. Okay, so what we will have to do is we have to fix the width first. So in that we are on this panel. Maybe I will have to use width 800. Instead of a small, large. Let's see how it looks on smaller devices. Tailwind CSS. Max width. Somewhere around this 768. Let's refresh. Go here. Looks much better. Looks good to me. Now we just have to fix the spacing and all. So let's go to our description model again. Let's use margin top 6 and wait, not margin top. Let's use class py6. Refresh, show more. This looks good. This is bottom spacing also looks good, and then we need gap in between, right? So for that I will use margin top 6. Refresh, looks much better. This content can be improved and it will look much more better. Yes, and it looks like the text is thin, so for that font light, looks same to me, but it's fine. I think it's fine. Let's get rid of this now. Refresh. We are done with this part. Let's copy this same thing, and now I will go to amenities models. So let's close all these things again. Go to amenities model. In that, instead of this div, I'll paste this and what this place offers. Okay, there will be repetition of code in this, but you can create a partial and fix it from that, and if later on we have time, we will fix it. Okay, maybe what I can do is I can copy this grid and paste it here. Empty6 is here, empty6 is here, so looks good, but we don't want grid in this, so let's remove that. Refresh. What's the issue? Amenities. Okay, we have content params, and from that we have to catch amenities because we have passed it like this. If you check the code at the bottom, content params amenities. Refresh, show all amenities, and it looks good. We need a spacing in this, So let's go to our, let's check the UI on Airbnb. What this place offers, show all amenities. Something like this. So what we can do is we can go to model, sorry, 4, and divider. Let me check if it will work. No. Let me sign in. This should be it. So instead of that, we can use this, or let's use this only. Let's go here, refresh, amenities. Doesn't look good. Why? Because it's absolute. We have something, but it should be a bit lighter compared to this. So for that, we can use grade 200, and there should be more gap. So for that, we can use py1. Looks a bit better. Yeah, looks much more better. You can fix the UI based on your convenience, but I think this one will work for me. So that's second. We have done the amenities part also. Now let's go for the reviews. In that, we'll have to start with reviews. No, reviews model. Let's copy the content from reviews first, and let's check the reviews first. Okay, left and right. This entire UI is really different than the earlier one. We won't implement this search. We will implement search in this project, so based on that, you can implement that here later on. Let's try this. Instead of property, if property count is 0, this check should not be there, because in that case we won't even show have the option to show this model. So we can get rid of this, and based on that we can cut this entire code, get rid of this condition, paste it here, and fix the indentation also. That's one. Along with that, we will have to fix this indentation also. We won't limit this now. Anything else? We cannot use property, we will have to use content params properties. So instead of property, let's use content params property. Anything else? Anything else? We won't need this show all button. Let's see if this will work. I think it should break, but let's see. It is working. Works fine. Not obviously the UI is not at all great. Let me see if I can fix it quickly. Otherwise, I will leave it. Class grid calls 5. Let me check this. Let's make it 6. What I'm trying to do something like this, where we have mentioned 6. I'll give 2 to the first part and fourth span is to the second part. So for that, what we can do is we can use this. Let's see if this works quickly. Did work, but we will have to fix the internal UI also. So, and we will have to get rid of this grid. So let's do this. Let's get rid of the grid. This is much better, but we need margin top. Not at all good. Okay, we'll figure this out later. Not to worry. Nope. py4 refresh looks a bit better. Let's fix this one also. So for that, I'll have to go to this and let's go to this. Instead of this grid, we'll have to use flex. Let me check what happened. Okay, on smaller devices we have written hidden, right? Refresh. Doesn't look great. Refresh. Looks a bit better. Divide y. We have these dividers that we want. And finally, we want to fix the UI. So for that, this is completely a horizontal UI. So this we need this icon first, followed by cleanliness, followed by rating, and let's write flex. Refresh. looks a bit better, but we'll have to fix it a lot. Flex none. We want second one to grow, right? So we'll write grow. This is flex. So for this one, I write flex done and get rid of this block. And for this, I write flex grow so that it takes more size. And again, write flex none. Let's refresh, see if this looks a bit better. Now let's fix the icon size. For we have 6 icons, that's correct. So this will get replaced to 4 by 4. Refresh. 4 is way too small. 6. No worries, there's one extra space, that's fine. We want this to be in center, so for that, cleanliness. Refresh. We want SVG in first for all these cases. These steps are a bit boring, but if we are doing it, we will have. If we are working on a project, we will have to do boring stuff also, right? For you, you can definitely skip this part of the video, because now I'll just be working on the UI part, and later on I'll end the video. So if you want to do this on your own, it's completely fine. I encourage that actually. And anything else? Refresh. Icons are at start in all these cases. We had mentioned grow, right? So we'll replace this. We have this at 6 places. On top, I am not replacing this. Refresh. Cleanliness. Where is cleanliness? Items center. Not that center. Let's get rid of margin top. Looks a bit center. Let's add py2 or maybe py4. Looks much more better. I want to add gap between these two sections. So for that, gap x 4. Yes. Maybe 6. Looks much more better. And now let's fix this UI again. Instead of cleanliness, margin start 4, and let's reduce this text size. Access, sorry, looks much cleaner. Cleanliness looks much cleaner. Great. So what I'll do is I'll copy this, find this at 5 places, paste this, and instead of this let's use access. That's one. Second is cleanliness, right? So for that, margin of cleanliness, basically I want to add this SM4. I'll copy this, and in this margin start 4. Refresh. Let's see how it looks. The centering of this is not working, so for that copy this first. Let's get rid of margin top. That's done. Refresh. Okay, now we have to center it. So for that we have used flex everywhere, right? So instead of that we have to go to cleanliness and copy this, and copy this flex which we are using at 5 places, and paste this items center py4. Refresh. Looks much better. What I'll do is I'll add margin to this also. Looks much better to me. I don't know why. Okay, there is this space, but we don't need that. We don't need that border at all. So for that, where is this border coming from? Border T. Let's get rid of this, and the other one is coming from this. Refresh. Looks really good to me. Not really actually, but yeah, it works fine for me. We can definitely improve this further by adding the scroll bars and all, and keeping the height of this model fixed, but you can do this. It's basically UI changes only, nothing else. And anything else that I want to focus, I think that's it. It's pure UI only, so it's fine. Maybe increase the cap, that's it. To 8. Refresh. Show amenities. It's looking good, and this one is also looking fine to me. That's it for this video. We have already crossed 30 minutes, but this was purely UI changes only. There will be 2 more things, which is share, implementing the share, and implementing the show all buttons. But we won't implement the show all buttons, and share I might implement some of these and commit it directly in my branch. This is part, let me check, 47. So you can find this in that particular branch, or you can even go to my code and figure it out. That's it for now. Thank you. Bye bye.